Hi, I'm Jericho, the Talentless Creative. In today's video, I want to make smaller notebooks or smaller junk journals that I can put in a bigger junk journal. So to give you a clearer picture of that, it's best for me to show an example like this one. These are something that I tried doing recently just as an experiment off camera, and I really like how it turned out actually. So this is a mini journaling space that is quite fun to make my junk journal more interactive. That way it's not just the pages, but I also have separate pieces within this junk journal that makes it a bit more fun. Now this is actually made of, the cover is actually made of a green tea box. You can't really see that now because I've wrapped it with paper and added some embellishment, but it actually comes from this cover. This cover comes from the same green tea box as this. If you're interested to know how I make this mini collage junk journal, you can check my previous videos. As I was saying, this is one of my mini notebook or a mini journaling space within a junk journal to make this more interactive. I mentioned before when, I think in this video, and I don't think I was speaking there, I think I used subtitle for that one, but I mentioned in that video that this junk journal is still quite empty. The basics are there, like there's a cover, there are some pockets, and there's this very interesting papers here that I use from my textured paper videos. But it's not quite done yet. I need to add separate pieces in it to make it more interactive, to make it more fun, because that's the thing about junk journal. Anything can happen with it. It's not just fixed to a certain look, which I am honestly struggling with because I'm quite limited with the items I have at home compared to the junk journals we normally see online, like the vintage, retro, well, mostly vintage cottagecore look. I can't really achieve that with the things that I have, so I'm just going to make it work with anything I have at home because I really don't want to hoard more stuff. As I was saying, today we are going to make this. A little close up. I hope the camera's catching. And these are the pages inside. There are some pages on this side of the journal, as you can see. I bind it there using 3-hole binding. And there's also pages on this side of the journal. I think it's quite fun to make it that way, so I can cover it like that, or I can make this side of the pages on top instead. I can do whatever I want. Fun! Okay, and then for this one, actually I wanted to add a closure here. I wanted to sew a little button here and then maybe attach it with an elastic on this side so that it will close like that. But then I thought that I want to attach it to a larger junk journal like this one. So what better way than to use paperclip? And this paperclip kind of match the main tone of the paper that I use to wrap the box for the cover. And just like that. And then if I remove it, it covers it already like that. And then I can just put it like that. So we're going to do this version and another version, which is this one. A smaller junk journal, or a smaller journal, a smaller notebook. Same thing, I use 3 holes binding. And these are the various pages inside. The paper I use to wrap the cover is actually painted scraps, acrylic painted scraps. Oh, and I forgot to mention, for this one, same thing, I wrap it with paper, of course, to cover the box. I actually use scribbled paper. I have this sketchbook I bought at Daiso a long time ago. This was before COVID, so I think 2018, 2019. The whole point of me buying this in the past was that I just wanted to scribble, that's all. So because I thought it would be therapeutic for me, but I never really finished using it. These papers are very, very thin, so it's really nice actually for smaller junk journals like this. This is actually a paper that I rip off this book, of this sketchbook, and it's scribbled back in the day when I used to just draw squiggly lines, random colors everywhere, like this. This is one of the examples, so you can just rip it and paste it here and wrap it. And then the little letters here, little secret, these are actually sticker paper. Letters that I printed on sticker paper, I think 2 years ago. I was trying various products that I wanted to sell online, and one of them was printable letters like these. So I tested it myself on sticker paper. Okay, without further ado, we are going to start doing this. Okay, after a while of doing some digging, I just realized that I only have one piece of this. The one that I showed you just now, remember? These two. This one, this bigger one, comes from this box. But the problem is, guys, I just realized that I don't have the box for this one. I thought I did. I really thought I did. So I don't remember which box exactly that I used to make this. So we may have to do something else instead. I found these two instead. These two comes from a cosmetic box, and we might do something with this instead. It's not going to be exactly the same as this, and clearly this is very tiny, but I have an idea, an impromptu idea that we're going to try together in this video. Now, what I noticed from this one when I made this, because this is my first attempt, what I noticed is that when I close it like this, can you see that up there? Can you see it? There is this axis up here, this axis box, this axis piece up here. It's very small and you can hardly see it, but it kind of bothers me. So I kind of really want it to be uniform, to be even. Though I do like the size, but from the front, I don't know, I don't really like how it looks because of the axis piece up here, and maybe even the one down here. So I'm going to cut these axes. For this second attempt, I'm going to cut exactly the same size as these two flaps, which will be the cover. Firstly, let's trim the axis. How's that? I think it's even, right? So let's rip a page out of this sketchbook. So I'm going to use this one to wrap this box. I'm going to trim the edges off to get rid of these. Do you see these white spaces on the edges? I think I'm going to trim those off too. Okay. Like that. I'm just going to paste it right on the middle, and then I'm going to wrap it from there. Right on the middle. Like that. Okay, I think I'm done wrapping it. Now if you look carefully here, there is this excess that I failed to cut it seamlessly. That's why there's an excess here when I fold it. But that doesn't really worry me because I'm planning to bind pages over here and here as well. Okay, now for the pages. For the pages, I'm gonna use the papers from this sketchbook. Just gonna use this one. Alright, now time to bind. So I'm just gonna eyeball this. I'm not gonna measure it. I'll start with the middle hole first. Alright. Same as what I did in my previous video. Middle hole first, the bottom one, and then up. And go back to the middle. Now I just have to tie this into a knot, maybe a double knot. I'm hiding this extra thread underneath the binding. And then I'm gonna use a permanent glue to keep the excess thread in place. Oh, look what happened to my fingers. So as soon as this dries, I'm gonna start binding other pages on this side. Okay, so I'm done with both sides of the pages. And let's see, can we cover it? Yes, we can, just like that. Then you open it, and then there's this side, there's this side. Let me see. Okay, look at that. We are done with this one, at least. Not bad. POV. Okay, for the next one. So, I found something just now. I found these. Wait, where's the other one? Okay, I found these two. These are actually flaps from a box, and I've been saving it. I've been saving a lot of it. I thought just in case if I want to do something fun out of it for a junk journal. And I think this is a time where we just try to do it. So this is going to be a first attempt for me too. And I realized just now as I was waiting for the permanent glue to dry for this one, I noticed that I can actually use the paper scraps. I can actually wrap these using these scraps. So yay, we're not gonna waste anything, and I love that. And then my plan is, after I wrap this, I'm gonna use this long strip of paper as a page, and I'm gonna make like an accordion journal out of it. All right, one done. There you go. Done. Doesn't really matter how the middle look like because I'm gonna paste this anyway, so just need to get a good size for this. I think this is great. And then I'm just going to fold it this way so that I can make it into an accordion. Okay, this seems a bit too plain, too white. So I want to add a little color on here, just color it randomly. I have these color pencils for a while now. I bought this together with the sketchbook I got from Daiso. Haven't used this in a long time until this year actually, when I started doing junk journal. I'm gonna do the same at the back. I'm not trying to make it even, just adding color, because if I write on top of it with a pen, it will still come through. It will still be clear, so it's fine. Ooh, I saw an EV car just now. Came out from a military resident nearby, and the color is exactly like this. This purple was so pretty and very interesting because you know how EV cars are. They're very smooth. So it looks like a peanut on the road, a purple peanut. I think that's enough color for both sides. I'm gonna make it like this, like that, and then like that. I can make this thicker, but it's not gonna be a main journal anyway. It's just gonna be an extension of a junk journal, so I don't want to make it too thick. It's kind of annoying how whenever I film this, it will be like long hours of filming, and it'd be like 2 to 4 hours or 5 hours. It depends if I can get the words through my tongue. That's how bad it is. I feel so self-conscious talking to the camera, even though it's not like anyone's gonna watch this except for my very few viewers. It's annoying how when I usually do this, I will start very slow, like very low energy. That's how I usually am anyway. I am quite low energy most days because I mentioned it in my previous video. I do struggle with, like many of us these days. I mean, who doesn't, right? We just cope it differently. And I do struggle with depression and stuff. It also runs in my family, so that's another thing. But yeah, it always takes me like an hour and a half at least for me to finally feel energized. And like at this point, I've been filming for like 2 hours, and I finally feel the energy picking up. That's why I'm a bit more talkative, and I feel like the words flow easily. Well, not easily, just that easier than how it was in the beginning. And it's annoying because it's always towards the end of the filming during the day. So throughout the video, if you watch the entire thing, I am not consistent in terms of my speech, my energy. I will start like, oh, really low, or just like force like, yay, hi, I'm Jericho, I'm happy. And then it will take an hour and a half to 2 hours today for me to get to this point where I feel comfortable enough talking. It sucks. I wish I can just pick it up just like that. I don't know, maybe if I keep on doing these videos, I'll get used to it, I hope. Because I just been doing, I don't know, at this point 4 or 5 talking videos, including this would be 5 or 6. So it takes longer than that, isn't it? It takes practice, lots and lots of practice for me to be comfortable doing this. Okay, as I was talking, we were done actually. Look at this. This is what I meant. This is the cover. These are the cover that we wrapped just now. This and this. I hope the camera is picking this up. Yes. And then it becomes like an accordion. And I can write both sides actually. I can write on this side. I can write on this side. So it depends really. So I can add this here, right? Or I can even add this inside of this, like if I want to be more meta with my with my interactive journal. Yeah, but I think it's a bit too much. There's this. I don't think there's any other easier way for me to attach this other than using this. I'm trying to think if I want to add anything else on top. Okay, I found a Z sticker, something that I can add here. It doesn't need to be a word. Ooh, smart devil. Should I put that instead? Or attentive design. I didn't buy this, by the way. I think my brother got this for free from something he bought online, something that has nothing to do with stickers, by the way, but they gave him this. What should I paste here? Should I paste, ooh, maybe I should just paste this one, relax. The size kind of fits this anyway, right? Look at that, relax. Ta-da, relax. Okay, done. That was fast. I mean, it took me a while to figure this out. I'm glad I don't need to figure this out like that. This one is supposed to be here, like that. And then this one was here. And then now, there's a tiny addition. Look at that. Small, smaller, and smallest. Ah, I kind of like it. I kind of dig that. And then this one, I thought of adding this here, but I already have that. So I'm gonna keep this for another junk journal in the future. Okay, I think that's it for this video.